El Maestro speaks.
El Maestro speaks.
El Maestro speaks.
Podcast.
Oh, right, here we go.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1.
Testing 1, 2, 3. There we go. Hello.
Just a good old voice.
Hello.
Never mean no harm.
Testing.
It's all you ever saw.
Okay, I think we're recording now. So, how are you? Hello.
Straight
By the way, those are my covers.
flat in the heels. Someday the mountain might get him, but the Lord never will. Making the way, the only way to know how. Well, that's just a little bit more than the Lord.
We got no guest for this
I'm a good old bone.
podcast episode. We'll be talking about everything. What happened this week? What's happening now, right? So we just had for the, of course, particularly for the people of Northern Luzon.
Well, that's just a little bit more than the Lord.
We just had our, thankfully, the sun is out now, because for the past 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, we had experienced like the strongest rain, I guess, for this year. It's continuous rain for like 2-3 weeks. The classes were canceled. Yeah, that's what happened here. There's some fatalities here in the northern part of Luzon, brought about by that weather.
1, 2.
Right, and thankful now that sun is out. Yesterday, just spent the whole day cleaning the house. Tendency when it's raining here, the air is moist, and the wall is gonna be moist, and because of that, molds will be growing out on the wall. So I spent the whole day yesterday washing clothes and cleaning the walls.
West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country road.
Yeah, it's gonna be the setup now. Maybe because I'll be, busy on the works. We might be having, let's say, 2-3 guests scheduled for a month, and the rest will be solo podcasts like this, drinking coffee, talking to you guys on stories about our histories, if we can find one. And those stories, I was igorot's history. I am trying to look for stories that were not told, like it's not a common history. It's not commonly known, I should say. I was looking for that, for history that is untold. Histories of igorot, of course, to be exact. Like the one that we had about Maura, one of the igorot from Mankayang Benguet, who was brought to America during the 1901 St. Louis Fair. Actually, one of the guests of the podcast, like months ago, Ate Wams told me about the story, and she actually went to the place where they built the fair, the location of the fair, St. Louis, and she told me, she shared to me that she experienced some like a supernatural experience there. It's like the spirits of those igorots were like, you know, maybe they felt the spirit of their community, of their tribe. What do you call the one? They felt the spirit of their people, and then like they let her experience some supernatural things. So she had to do some rituals, like to talk, to communicate to them. That's according to her. I don't know if you do believe in those kinds of things, right? Well, supernatural. Let's talk about that. I asked this to my dad. Do you believe on spirits? Like, do you believe on supernatural things? Right? So of course, if we are going to divide the group into who believes in science and who believes in supernatural, it's kind of very easy. But I asked my dad about this. Excuse me. And he said, back when he was alive, of course, he said that, yeah, supernatural is there. It's part of, yeah, according to him, it's part of our way of living. It's part of the world. Okay, if you believe in God, and of course, God is supernatural, right? We believe in the Holy Spirit. We believe on angels, and of course, the opposite of that is or are negative spirits, right? So that's with that way he explained it. That way, I kind of like believe, yeah, maybe supernaturals do exist. So, in terms of, you know, customs, like traditions of doing things to like connect to spirits, things like that. Well, I don't do that, or I am not into it, but I respect people doing it. So yeah, there you go. So when Ate Wams is a tattoo artist, traditional tattoo artist here in Benguet. Check her out if you wanna have tattoo or you wanna get a tattoo from her. Her tattoos involves traditional. She tattoos you in a traditional way, traditional igorot way, and her designs are also traditional. It has a story.
Get tough, I'm not giving up.
You know. So yeah, as an igorot, we are actually connected to things supernatural. We believe on spirits, right? We have gods. You know, I didn't even know that igorots, like, if we are going to go to Western mythology, we have the gods of the Greeks, gods of the Romans, like that. And apparently, igorots do have gods also and goddesses, and they have specialties, and they have the powerful, all powerful, like the leader of those gods, right? So the Kabunian is like a term used for someone who is a god. I cannot explain it well, but yeah, apparently we have gods and goddesses.
Or a mansion in Malibu. I simply wished for one more day with you.
I gotta have a background music because I don't wanna have dead air. I'm drinking coffee. For those who are listening, I'm drinking coffee while talking to you guys. Brewed coffee of Benguet. Do you remember the one guest I had here before, of that young man who He's joining what he calls a coffee politics, the competition of coffee brewing. Coffee brewing, is that the right term? Or coffee making, right? And the last competition that he attended to, it's like the biggest competition here in the country, in the Philippines. He actually won, and the winning beans, a coffee bean for that one will be beaded out to, of course, coffee aficionados. And his coffee actually like got the highest bid of 999,000. I don't know, but one sack, like 25 kilos of it, will reach 1 million peso. So that's coffee. Yeah, but that is not this coffee. It's just a brewed coffee here. I got it from, shout out to Kadadanan Coffee. You know, it's a good coffee.
One more day, one more time, one more sunset, baby, I'd be
I can say I'm addicted to coffee. Coffee is my the number one chemical that goes to my body every morning. Yeah. Anyway, so what are the things that happened this week apart from the typhoon? We have two MMA fighters. MMA fighters who fought in one championship promotion. That's like the UFC of Asia, right? For those who doesn't follow MMA, yeah, and I think UFC is so popular now, so you can just say, so what is one FC? It's like the one UFC of Asia. Yeah, they do MMA. Actually, the original promotion, the original style that they're promoting, style of combat sport that they're promoting is MMA. It is mixed martial arts, right? The one you're seeing in UFC. And then they branch out to striking. So they're promoting also kickboxing. I think that's the K1 rules. And Muay Thai. Muay Thai is like striking with your knees, elbows, hands, and your feet. And they got a grappling competition, for purely grappling competition. Now, two of our MMA fighters here, and they're Baguio locals. One is from Team Lakay. Team Lakay is one of the team that pioneered MMA here in the Philippines. His name is the fighter from the team is Carlos the Limitless Alvarez, and we have the branch out of the team is now the team of Edward Fulayang, the face of MMA here in the Philippines. Okay, the fighter from the Lions Nation MMA, Jeremy Pacquiao, the juggernaut, right? Yeah, both of them fought last week under the One FC or One Fighting Championship. Unfortunately, they didn't get the win.
Take your broken wings and learn to fly.
I watched the game of Carlos. I think it's early in the, and this is just me throwing, just speculating, okay? So I noticed the opponent threw a tip early, I think in the middle of the first round. I saw him threw a tip or front kick to the midsection or to the belly of Carlos Alvarez, to the midsection, and then I saw him wince a little and lower his hand, like I guess he's already feeling something wrong in his body, right? So when it got hit by a kick, started to protect it. I noticed it. I don't know if it's just me, but I really noticed it. And he tried he tried so hard to close the gap. Tried so hard to close the gap so that he won't get kicked again in the belly, and try to take down his opponent. And unfortunately, he got hit by a knee while trying to close the gap in the second round. So, yeah, that's just, I don't know. Here's what I can say about this. There are times that fighters don't get inside the ring. Fighters get inside the ring not 100% healthy. Some of them are suffering from injury. Some of them, let's just say, okay, not all the time the fighters go in the ring 100% healthy. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, but that's just me speculating again. Who knows? Maybe the striking of his opponent, of Carlos's opponent, is really that strong. That's why it took him like one kick to the midsection, then he felt it immediately. If you can see in the second round, he kicked him again in that section, right, in the part of his body, and then still did the same thing. He winced again, he felt it, and then everything, all his forms, his guards were all down, and from the looks of it, from me observing it, that made him desperate to just close the gap so soon and try to take down his opponent. Well, anyway, that's his style of game, right? That's Carlos's game. Closing the gap and then taking the opponent on the ground and then applying submissions. That's his game. That's actually every fight that I saw and that I saw him did it's like that. Okay, they strike him with the striking and then go to the ground and close it with submission. This is Carlos's style.
Looks like we made it.
Change that one. Okay. How about Jeremy Pacquiao? Jeremy, he is paired with a grappler. So immediately, the beginning of the opening of the first round, the guy tried to take him down immediately. And they fought for dominance. They fought for control, and that is like what I said before, that wrestling is the strongest base with all those discipline mixed together in MMA. Wrestling is like the foundation of it. If you're so good at wrestling, you can dictate where the fight is gonna go.
Forever and forever. Love you with all my...
If I don't want to strike with him, I can just take him to the ground, play with him in the ground. No, if I can, if I don't want to grapple with the guy, I can just control him standing up. So that's wrestling. Wrestling really is like wrestling is like the driver of all the styles of MMA. Striking mixed together with the submission and then wrestling. Wrestling is the one that guides them all.
Yes, you do.
And also, it is the most, I guess, effective way of self-defense. Try wrestling a guy on a hard floor, on hard concrete. Let's see what happens. And that's a little bit violent, Anyway, so yeah, Jeremy got submitted via arm triangle, and it's part of the game. What I'm saying here, it's not their night. Yeah, it's not their night really, but they can come back stronger for sure. It's amazing, what's amazing, I've been talking about this with John Lo Mark Singel. I think I'm wearing his clothes right now. I don't know if you can see this in the camera, I'm talking to him about the difference of MMA, the sport of MMA, to other sports. It's the evolution, it's the development of it. If you're going to compare the mixed martial arts of, let's just say 2000, and then compare to the mixed martial arts now, you can really easily see the difference. You know, back in the day, 2000 to 2000, yeah, that's back when we were teenagers. And we're a fan already. Well, igorots, like what I said before, you can easily like group igorot, especially the guys, igorot guys, in some category. Okay, that guy is an igorot for sure. He did some sort of combative sports. Saying maybe he did boxing, maybe he did taekwondo, maybe he did any kind of combative sports. That's igorot. If that guy is igorot, for sure he did one of those. Let's say at least one combative sports. If he did not, for sure he did bodybuilding, you know, or powerlifting, those kind of thing, you know. And if the guy is an igorot, for sure he knows how to play one musical instrument. Commonly, they can play guitar.
I love you more.
If they cannot, well, so if they cannot play the guitar, they can sing country song. You know, yeah. So back in our day, you know, when we were teenager, back in 2000, early 2000, yeah, we can actually easily see the fighter who is a grappler, and we can easily see the fighter who is a striker. Because when the grappler strikes, it's kind of awkward. You can see that their fundamentals is not yet refined. You know, when a striker will grapple, will wrestle, you can also see that the technique is rough, and he's relying on his strength rather than on the momentum or on technique, right? In wrestling, in order for it to be fluid, you have to refine your technique. Okay, you can easily see the difference. You know, you can easily see it back in the 2000, say 2000 to 2010, because in MMA started because of UFC in 1993. It's actually I cannot say it's MMA in a sense, because it is actually competition of two different disciplines. Like there's a boxer there and there's a kickboxing there. Now they fight. The only rule: no eye gouging, no hitting the balls, and that's it. Everything goes. Yeah, so that is actually a competition between two styles. Now 2000, here comes 2000 now. There's a bit of refinement because of some restrictions that was brought about by the politicians or the senators or the government of U.S. Now, in a way, we are thankful to those banning, or those who are against it, because if they did not do that, I don't know if MMA evolved the way it did, because of the laws that they try to implement to ban it. People try to, go over those obstacles by creating rules, and that rule helped define or help develop or help the evolution of MMA. So, yeah, in a way, that's what those regulations did.
Long time ago.
Okay, let's pour my coffee.
Where have all the young men gone? Gone to soldiers, everyone. Oh, when will they ever learn? Oh,
if you are going to watch MMA, say 2015, 2010, 2011 onwards up till now, you can see everyone is good in every part of the sport. Like say striking, everybody, all the fighters are good. The techniques are refined, and the ground, everyone is good. So it's just it's a matter of who can capitalize on this smallest mistake that their opponent will make. That's why this sport actually for me is so exciting, because see, it is like a chess match, but it has like, painful consequence if you make a mistake. You'll have a black eye. Sometimes you'll be choked out. So it's a fast pace. It's a fast pace also. It's a fast paced chess match. And yeah, that's what I'm explaining during the podcast with General, and yeah, he agrees with it. So yeah, it's not easy to do it. I'm explaining this one just to explain. I mean, well, we cannot do anything about it anyway. And just to at least help those people understand that it's really not that easy.
I was young and so were you, and times too.
All right, I need to lower the volume now because, excuse me. I don't know, but I heard some people on Reddit that told or that posted about the problem we're in if you're playing a music and it's copyrighted, even though it was the cover, it'll take down the whole episode. I don't want that to happen here. So yeah, for those two fighters here, yeah, I for sure will bounce back. And yeah, back to the drawing board. Yeah, train again and prepare for the next match. That's how it is. Like what they always say in the MMA world, it is what it is. It is what it is. There are nights that really is not our night. So congratulations for representing our country in that kind of sport. I think I saw some post in the Facebook and social media about like an amateur MMA or an MMA being included as a part of the Southeast Asian game. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Yeah. I guess compared to boxing is also a good sport. As compared to boxing, I think, this is my opinion, that MMA is safer, a lot safer than boxing. Yeah, well, still, both of this sport are good, Yeah, it's MMA. And also last week was the music. Last week was the State of the Nation address. It's a yearly or annual event. It's done yearly at the end of July, right? July, every July 30th, I guess. Yeah, last Monday of July, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it's the report of the highest leader of the land on what happened or what his government did for the whole year round, starting from the July 30 until the next July 30. So I just saw something that I didn't watch. This is the first sauna that I didn't watch. I don't know why. I don't know why. Ever since I understand things, I kept on, or I was influenced by my dad to listen to the State of the Nation address. Back in the countryside, we don't have television, so we listen to the radio. And when I grew up, we see to it that we listen to it or watch it, And this is the song. I didn't even bother to listen or rewatch it on YouTube. Though I saw a clip, and this is what I want to talk about, of when the president talked about corruption in the Congress, and he told them to at least have some decency to stop it. Okay? Have some decency to stop it. And everybody clapped. And Mayor Magalong of Baguio City made a comment on this one. He said, it's good that the president is taking action on this one. Okay, like his attention is focused on this corruption. What made me sad is when the Congress or the people of the House of Representatives clapped their hands with a standing ovation. And it's like they're doing this as a mockery of what's happening, because they know that if the president will order an investigation of what's happening, corruption, we're talking about corruption here in the Philippines, they will not get caught because they already knew how to game the system. Yeah. There is no, Umagalong said, there is no paper trail with the way they're getting the money from the infrastructure projects that they're spearheading, So it's like they're mocking you. In a way, they're mocking the president, like daring him to, investigate, see what happens. You can never find a trace that we did something wrong, something like that. And apparently, I mean, talking about it without evidence is also dangerous, So let's just say, allegedly, this House or congressman have pocketed some money on the projects that they are implementing in their districts. And Magalong, knowing him, he's been very vocal about this. The mayor of Baguio City is very, very vocal about this. Spearheading that he is actually like the leader of the good governance movement, and he's very vocal about this, the corruption in the government, which is, in his words, he said it's systematic. And all the whole world, I stand still, turn around us, stop us still, that I'll have those nights. And systematic, and people are, let's just say, those people who are doing it got so good that they know they will never get caught. Few got caught in the history of this 1987 Constitution. Let's just say in the history of the Philippines, there are some politicians who got caught, doing or got caught corrupting people's money and stealing people's money, but it's only few of them got caught. So these people who are doing it has really gotten good. They really got so good that they know they will not get caught. And I don't know. It's really difficult to comment on these things, because you will be attacked. If you comment, you will be attacked, in a different kind of way, not physically. Not physically. But when you say something against this people, some people will, attack you in social media, especially if you talk about this in social media, people will attack you. So this is one of the dilemma that you're facing if you're trying to speak up in this day, in this age. It's really difficult, right? And because you already know the effect, you will self-censor. You will censor yourself. And in a way, it's kind of like, I don't know, how can I connect this one? Well, people say, there's a saying that says, he who does not condemn evil commands it to be done, right? And yet, sometimes you gotta also think of yourself. Sometimes it's self-preservation that lets this evil be committed by those people, It's very difficult. It's very difficult nowadays to voice out your frustrations. For sure, people will be looking at you. People will be throwing muds at you. So, yeah. That's the dilemma that we have now. It's really, really difficult. It's easy to say, no, just go on, be brave. No. It's not that easy. Okay. Everyone has to think of themselves also, right? It's self-preservation. Yeah. A corruption that it kind of looked like it's part of the culture already, and I'm hoping that it's not. I'm hoping that's not. It kind of looked like it's a part of the culture of leaders, or culture of leadership here in this country. Corruption is a part of it now. And I'm wishing that I'm wrong. But yeah, with all the stories that we've heard, with all the news that we read, we saw, we watched, and all the histories that we have studied, yeah, evidence point to it that corruption is part of the culture of leadership here in this country. It's very difficult to fight it. Yeah. Not unless we are going to repair a constitution so that it will put more safeguards or guards to corruption. Then, yeah, that maybe, in my opinion, that is where we can solve the problem. Yeah. I hope they can fix it. I hope it will be fixed. I hope that there will be some leaders like, Mayor Magalong or Vico Soto, who will spearhead good governance, or who will practice good governance or good leadership, and I hope that will become good governance. I hope good governance will become the new culture in the Philippine leadership. I don't understand. I hope. Yeah. Yeah, those are the things that happened this past weekend. Yeah. And to end, I don't know if that was last week. I don't know if that was last week or 2 weeks ago. On the 19% tariff given to the Philippines and Indonesia. yeah, what's maddening there, what made me mad, is after that, the President of the United States tweeted that it's a win for them, I guess. I cannot remember verbatim the tweet, but yeah, it's like the gist is that stating that it's a win for the country. The negotiation that he had with the President of the Philippines, wherein he gave the President of the Philippines, or the Philippines, a 19% tariff as compared to the 20% for other countries. And the America will now export their products to the Philippines with zero tax or zero tariff. And yeah, for sure, it's a win for them. It's not a win for us. It's a loss for the local business owners, local business, producers of a country. Because of the 19% tariff, they cannot import their products to the U.S. And when they will try to sell the products to the Philippines, it's going to be beaten by the products of America. So there you go. And that's just a simple example, but there's a lot of things that will go wrong if that continues. Yeah, but I'm not an economist, so that's how shallow my opinion about it is. But again, I'm so disappointed with the news anyway, and the only thing that will tell me that really that deal is so bad for the Philippines is that because Trump tweeted about it, saying that they won with the negotiation, and like what I said before, after Trump stepped down as the President of the United States, and he starts to go to some events, and he will be having some speaking engagement, because that's what former presidents do, right? In the United States, they'll be invited for a speaking engagement. They'll be paid a lot of money, millions, to just talk. Well, it's a good job. And yeah, when he's done with his presidency and he will be doing those speaking engagement, he will be using that situation, that deal that he had with the Philippines, as a textbook example of his book, The Art of the Deal. Yeah. For those who doesn't know, Trump has a book. It's called The Art of the Deal. He's going to be using that. And yeah, congratulations to us. We are now an example of that so-called art of the deal. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, guys. I'm gonna end it here because that's too much for a solo podcast. 40 minutes is too much. Well, it's not really when you enjoy talking, but yeah, I'm so hyped up with my coffee right now that I might be, I'm self-censoring also here. Might be saying things that are wrong. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Those who are out there in another country, Filipinos or igorots out there in another country, or igorots born there in another country, in the foreign land, but still playing to an igorot, yeah. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Na imbang bagay oras yun, Wani. And I'll be seeing you again in the next episode.